Hello everyone, in this video I will show our new product, and you can see this is smart controller B24, and in this controller we have designed a similar function of B16, but this has 24 channel relay output and 24 channel digital input, and it can use for Home Assistant and used by ESP Home, and also support KCS V3 firmware and used by Tuya application and Home Assistant and Task Motor and KinCony KCS system. And in this video, I will show you this controller hardware details and different solution of this controller. And let's look at the hardware details firstly. Okay, let's look at this is B24 smart controller, 24 channel relay controller, and you can see this support install on the DIN rail. So you can install on the DIN rail and your power distribution box. And let's look at the in front of this box. And this is aluminum shell, and you can see this is relay output. This is relay output 24 relay at this green terminal. And this is ESP32 Wi-Fi antenna, external antenna. And this is a Tuya, you can see this is a Tuya Wi-Fi antenna at here. And this one you can see the 24 digital input port, just used by dry contact signal, and for long distance max support 500 meters by this digital input. And this one you can see that is RS485 A and B, and this for analog input, 2 channel for 0 to 5 voltage, and 2 channel for 4 to 20 milliampere. And this you can see this is ESP32 download button and the reset button, and the power LED, green power LED. And this one you can see that have free GPL. This free GPL, 4 free GPL have pull-up resistance. You can connect with some one-wire device directly. And this you can see that a power supply for DC 12 volt power supply. And at here you can also see this free GPL, but this free GPL without pull-up resistance, just connect with the ESP32 pin directly. And this one you can see the USB-C, that is download firmware by USB-C cable, and this is Ethernet port. And this you can see the power LED and the Tuya network state and the Tuya reset button and the config Tuya signal by this button. And this red LED is 24 relay state, will be on and off relay state. And you can see this is manual control button. So this manual control button control relay directly without firmware and without software. So if your controller and your network and your system and the software is broken, but this manual control button also can turn on and turn off your load directly, because it's physical without any software. And this is OLED display that will show the Wi-Fi and the Ethernet IP address and the Tuya state and some sensor state at here by this screen. Okay, let's power on, and I will show you it works in Home Assistant and works in KCS and KinCony cloud server. So all applications support B24 smart controller. And you can see this green terminal also used by this removable, so that will be easy to connect to your WAN. And in this time I just connect with the 12 volt for testing. I will connect with the Ethernet cable and connect this use Tuya, so I connect with this Wi-Fi antenna. Maybe you will install in your power distribution box. You can use the external Wi-Fi antenna, so that will be use a long cable. And let's power on. You can see power on, because I have already downloaded the KCS V3 firmware, and I will power on, and you can see this will come in display. And now you can see this helps show the IP address, the Wi-Fi IP address, and the Ethernet IP address, and Tuya state is online. And you can see if this Ethernet IP address, we can use this Ethernet IP address lodge in our web browser in compute. And if you have connected with the sensor, with the free GPIO, and the sensor state and the sensor value will show on this screen. Okay, let's back to my computer, and you can see this is B24 smart controller, and we can look at this information and some different interface, and you can see some different resource, ESP32 IO pin define, YAML file for ESP home and Arduino source code, all in our form. You can download and directly to use. And inside of the PCB, you can see this is inside of the box. We can see this is relay, and this is B16 core board, and used by ESP32S3, and this is 2-YA module. And you can see at here, you can see the relay that is max 7 ampere at here. And about the free GPIO, I have said some have included the pull-up resistance. For example, this have a pull-up resistance, and this without pull-up resistance. So you can see in our PCB design file, and just this one is free GPIO, and you can see this have a resistance, have a connect with a 3 volt. So this free GPIO have connected a pull-up resistance. And also you can see at here, that is free GPIO. You can use for communication with ESP32 directly. So you can see this one and this one have connect with this B16 core board directly. So that will have connect with the ESP32 pin define directly without any resistance on this PCB track. So let's look at the 3D mode, and we can see this B24 board is in front of the PCB, and this one you can see that is back of the PCB board. Okay, so let's back to the web page, and you can see in our form, B24 that have showed Arduino source code and ESP home for home assistant YAML file without 2-YA or with 2-YA. So have different two versions of YAML file. You can see this is with 2-YA and this is without 2-YA, and this is ESP32S3 pin define. Every pin define, every hardware resource, how to use it, you can define at here. Okay, let's look at this is our KCS firmware. So in this KCS firmware, you can download from our KinCony form, and you can see you can download it here. This is a home page that have showed the firmware version and some different network. And you can see this is input for 24 channel digital input, and this output is for 24 channel relay output set at here. And the sensor, you can add the sensor, which sensor you want to add it, you just set it here. And this one you can see the monitor, you can see the monitor different protocol state. I have connected with the 2-YA, I have connected to Home Assistant by MQTT Auto Discovery, I have connected with KinCony Cloud Server. You can see this one, you can see turn on relay 1, relay 2, relay 3, and all on and off. And also this is digital input state, the 24 digital input state. You can see I can short at here. You can see this is channel 1, digital input 1, this is ground. So you can see if I short these 2 points in KCS monitor, that will be turn green. So this can monitor the sensor state, just a dry contact sensor state, and this analog input you can connect with your different voltage and current sensor. Just configure it here. And you can see the next, you can see if DDT, that is a powerful function, and you can see you can define every digital input, digital output, analog input, temperature, and timer, and customers protocol, and short message, and voice call if you have added the KinCony 4G module G1 at here, so that you can use the SMS and the voice call function. And the exam command, you can control relay and make a delay time and customer protocol, and also can send a short message or make a voice call if you have the G1 module. And the next, let's look at the network. You can configure the LAN, Ethernet, and this one you can see you can configure the Wi-Fi. And if you connect with the GSM module, you just can define the pin define for TXT and RXT for SIM7600 4G module. So that you can use for FDDT. And then next you can see the protocol, you can see the journey. And this you can see KinCony Cloud. If I disable or enable it, so that I can use KinCony Cloud Server. You can see this web service in anywhere in your mobile phone or in your computer, in any operation system computer. Just have one web browser. You can see I can turn on output 1, relay 1. This relay 1 is on. And you can see I turn on 24. The 24 is on. And also this can monitor the sensor state input and until 24 digital input. So this you can see that used by KinCony Cloud Server. And this one you can see I have integrated to Home Assistant by Home Assistant MQTT Auto Discovery function. So that will be zero code, very easy. You just fill this information, the MQTT block IP address and some username and the password. Then you will see in Home Assistant, you can see the device setting and the device. You will see the B24 is auto discovered by Home Assistant. You can see turn on, turn on, turn on, turn on, turn off, turn off, turn off, turn off. So this is relay output, and this is sensor, analog sensor, and digital input at here. So the Home Assistant and the KCS web page all can work at the same time. And this is MQTT protocol. You can connect to your own cloud server or own local private server. You just enable MQTT, and you can enable HTTP server or TCP or UDP by yourself, or RS485 by Modbus or by KinCony HA. This is for KinCony HA v2 RS485 adapt. So that will be used on wall switch by RS485 cable. So you can see this is very easy. And you can see in our monitor, also you can see the Tuya. The Tuya you can use a mobile phone, Smart Life or Tuya Smart, remote control by internet in anywhere. So in my mobile phone, I will show you. And you can see this is Tuya Smart Life or Tuya Smart. And you can see this is B24. This is the window of B24. We can look at the mobile phone interface, and you can see just this turn on, turn off, relay 1, turn off, relay 2. So this is turn off, and this you can see the 24 channel digital input. So I can monitor the sensor state, and you can see this is input 1. So you can see I can shut the input 1. Shut the input 1, you can see turn red. And if I shut input 2, and you can see as it turn red. So this can remote monitor your sensor state. And every item you can rename by yourself. For example, this is input 1, so you can click, you can rename by yourself. And also you can see the switch 1, you can press and input by yourself, just rename by yourself. So this is Tuya application, and the Tuya application and the Home Assistant will work at the same time. For example, I have turn on relay 1, relay 2, relay 3. I can put my phone at here. And now I can back to my computer. You can see this KCS web page. You can see relay 1, relay 3 is on. And in Home Assistant, you can see output 1 and output 2 and output 3 is on. So this all is updated. You can see at the same time. So different application and different software solution and different protocol you can use by one controller. So this is very powerful. And for your project, and you can see also can define the custom side protocol for if DDT, if condition, or then command at this web page, and used by different protocol. And also support the Apple HomeKit. You can see the Apple HomeKit, you just enable this different results, you can see, so that you can integrate to Apple HomeKit very easily. Just enable, and we use this prior number and install in your Apple HomeKit in iPhone or iPad. And you can see this is Loxan mini server, so you can integrate to your Loxan mini server by UDP command. For you set the UDP client or UDP server for your Loxan mini server, and this is a protocol about the UDP command. And this one you can see that is system, and that you can see for reset the PCB and restore the factory setting. I just click this one button. So this is very easy. This is for set the RTC because B24 have a RTC chip DS3231 on the PCB board. So if you have power off, you just install the battery. You can see this battery socket. You just install the battery at here, so that will receive the clock even if the power off. Just because this battery can't send by AirPlay, so we have removed this battery. And if you want to save the clock, you can install the battery by yourself at here. Okay, so this is the powerful KCS V3 firmware for B24. If you have any questions, you can leave a message to us. Thanks for watching.